Matrix is the three-dimensional 21st century tool that we use in place of paper. We build the model entirely out of what are called NURBS objects. They are three-dimensional objects that exist in cyberspace, and then those objects are handed off from Matrix into the Revo portion of the software, where Revo creates the tool path. In other words, where in space the tip of the cutter has to pass to actually recreate that surface. It converts that into a set of information that the Revo mill then creates an actual accurate wax reproduction of that model.
I've had a few people talk to me and say CAD models kind of look not organic. They look too blocky. You can tell when they're CAD models. And that was true several years ago when technology just hadn't caught up with the jeweler's imagination. However, if you look at a lot of pieces now that are currently in stores, I can almost guarantee most of them have been made in CAD, and you can't tell.
I have to say that as customers go, the traditional hand carver is an absolute jewel to work with. They almost always under-expect what the mill can do for them, so that when they start getting really high quality parts off the machine, they suddenly say to themselves, my gosh, I wish I'd have done this 5 years ago.
Traditionally, milling machines have had limitations when it comes to designing a piece of jewelry. Now, with the Revo 540CX, we've handled a lot of those limitations by adding a dual spindle to the mill. We've added different milling strategies and different fixtures to approach those angles that mills in the past just couldn't achieve.
The way that the wax is held in the Revo 540CX is that we have created different types of holders that are auto-centering with really easy to use adjustments. So any type of wax that you want to incorporate into the Revo can be held as long as you have enough area to be able to cut that particular item. The fixtures that we have created in many cases are leading edge and patented to accommodate our milling solution. But the whole idea behind the different types of fixturing is to make it quick and easy for the jeweler to set up and create or cut their particular wax. There's about 6 to 8 different milling strategies that the Revo 540CX have preloaded into the interface. A lot of times what you want to look at is the type of model that you're creating, and then you can look at the fixtures that may do the best job to be able to create and finish the model to its fullest.
One of the great features of the CX is the dual spindle. Again, the base clamp, allowing dual spindles, it allows you to mill detail with less fixture changes, so there's less human interaction, and when there's less human interaction, accuracy tends to go up.
Probably the most popular one is our base fixture, and the base fixture literally grabs a hold of a piece of wax like a human hand at the bottom, hangs onto it, and then you work all the way around the outside, work down from the top. Very useful, very close to a universal tool. Of course, the original universal tool is the human hand, and we're still working to copy that critter. The dual-sided flex fixture is really a general purpose cutter for any large and small flat job. So if you've got a simple eternity band, that fixture will do it. If you've got a large bangle, that fixture will do it. If you've got a large cross or some kind of a pendant that you want to do, that fixture will do it. Bangles have been an underdeveloped area across the RP industry, so we took the lead to develop a method to manufacture these parts for our customers. We think we've done a really good job. It's still evolving. We're still working with our people in the field to come up with the correct combinations of waxes and tool paths, but we've been able to do some really beautiful work for people.
It's easy. If you can read, you can pretty much do it. All the instructions are laid out for you. It tells you which number of fixture to use, the type of wax, the type of cutter you're going to need. It actually primes the pumps and everything for you before you even need to start the job. It's pretty easy.
For someone who has been carving wax for years and is already skilled at hand carving, where the Revo 540CX really comes into play is to give you time to free up to do other projects that maybe you didn't have time to do. But also because of the use of jeweler's wax, you can still come back in after the wax is cut on the Revo 540CX and do follow-up or hand operations on that particular piece of wax as well.
You know, for a customer coming into your store wanting an eternity band, it seems like a really easy thing. It seems like a very easy design. But to a jeweler, it's a nightmare because there's so much math involved in making sure all of those gems are going to fit, make sure all the measurements are perfect. When you're using a milling machine such as the Revo 540CX, the math is 100% accurate for you. It does all of that work for you. And most importantly, while it's cutting, you're doing something else. Effective milling strategies require knowledge of how to apply those milling strategies. That's where GemVision's training comes into play. Not only do we show you how to operate the milling machine and how to set up a model on the milling machine, we also show you how to approach different milling strategies and why those milling strategies are important.
When you come to training, you get hands-on experience. We want you to get in there and get your hands dirty because that's the only way to demonstrate that you know how to use the tools, the only way that that you're going to learn it and that you're going to feel confident in your investment in making sure that it's being utilized to the best of its ability. We have two training options for learning the Revo CX. We have a primary CX class, which is going to be an independent mill class, which is ideal for say a technician that just wants to learn how to use the mill, or somebody that already understands matrix who's added milling technology on to the arsenal of tools. And then we have what we call the IMMS class, which is Intro to Matrix and Milling Solutions. And that is a hybrid class of matrix and milling. So you get to learn how not only to design the item in CAD and matrix, but then also how to mill it on the Revo CX.
When you partner with GemVision, you get more than just a machine. We have a series of ways that we can support you on the product, whether it be through user forums, through email support, as well as we have a complete technical support staff that is sitting at our facility waiting to answer questions and assist you with strategies and direction that you may want to go with the machine. Jewelers have been utilizing jewelry wax in many different colors for years and years and years. Therefore, when you go to cut and produce that particular wax, you're going to be guaranteed results just like you would if you were hand carving that particular piece of wax.
The quality of the internal components of a Revo 540CX are top-notch, pretty much second to none. They were sifted through and chose specifically for what we are doing.
Innovation, ease of use, and reliability. The Revo 540CX is the leading choice for both small and large jewelry manufacturers.